Hello everybody, Drew Cruz here again, and this time I'm here with a little something new, something not so clownish, aroundish, or, I guess something a little more serious, because it's not anything that serious anyway, it's just. Anyway, so I'm going to be starting up a set of tutorials that I call Music Monday, and what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be teaching you how to play some beginner guitar, bass, and keyboard, and they will consist of a tutorial, a lesson basically, on every Monday unless something else comes up for the next few months, because there'll be 3 separate things. I won't be doing them all. I won't be doing a little part of a lesson in, say, the keyboard video while doing the guitar, or the bass in the same video. They'll all have their own separate videos, so you can learn whatever separate video you would like to learn without having to go and watch, I don't know, 10 minutes of guitar for about a 2-minute lesson of piano. It wouldn't be worth it. So I'm going to give them all separate lessons, and hopefully at least 5 to 10 minute parts. So yeah, alright, moving on. I'll also be teaching you how to read music, or sheet music, and some tabs. And the tabs come and play with the guitar, and so I won't be doing this in this video because I don't want it to run forever. So when I get to the guitar lesson later on in the month, after months or however long this keyboard lesson will take, I will teach you how to read the tabs then. But for now, I'll be teaching you how to read sheet music, and this sheet music also can come into play when also playing the guitar. So, or who knows, I might teach the tabs in a separate video, whatever. Anyway, so moving on. Now, sheet music, when you see it, it normally looks something like this. Yeah, so you usually wonder to yourself, what the hell is all this, and what do some of these things mean? So I'm here to break it down for you, and let me start off by saying, by no means am I an expert on any of this. I'm just giving you some knowledge, some beginner lessons, so that you may be knowledgeable and pass it on to anyone else. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just passing it on to you guys so you can be knowledgeable in something else, or understand music better, so you don't look like a fool or whatever, So alright, so let's break this down. This is the staff lines, and this is what holds all of the music and the notes that it sits on, or any other symbol you may see. These staffs are basically the base of the whole operation. For, I would say, without the staff, pretty much there wouldn't be anywhere for the music to be, so you wouldn't really know. Alright, so next, these 2 symbols are the G clef and the F clef. Now, they're also known as the treble and bass clef, and they are usually found at the start of the staff lines. So they're probably also the bass, because usually when you see staff lines, I'd say about 50% of the time the G and F clef are already written in there. Another 50, like if you go buy a book that has sheet staff lines in it, it won't have them, so you have to write them in yourself. But regardless of that, they're usually on there. So yeah, and okay, so the G clef is what your right hand would be playing, and the F clef obviously for the left hand. Okay, so now that the clef is out of the way, let's move on to the notes. The notes range from A through letter G, and why do they do this? I really couldn't tell you. I guess it was just preference of whoever was coming up with that. So, or maybe that's just as high as the human pitch can go, or human ear could hear. So, anywho, however, we can tell you this: from top to bottom on the right hand, they go as followed, and they're from the bottom staff line up to the top staff line, and they go as followed: E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and F. And an easy way to remember them in order are two acronyms, and these two acronyms are for the this first acronym is for the letters that range on the staff lines themselves, on the actual lines, and this acronym is every good boy does fine, or another one that I have seen before, every good boy deserves fun. Now, you can come up with your own acronym or anything whatsoever. It doesn't really matter, as long as you find some way to remember it. So I'm giving you that acronym to remember it. And for the notes that come in between the staff lines themselves are face, just face, F-A-C and E. Okay, so for the left hand, the notes range from top to bottom in this order: G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A. And an easy way to remember these are good boys do fine always, or good boys don't fight anyone. So again, it's your preference. And for the notes that come in between the staff lines are all cows eat grass. I haven't really seen any other ones, so that's a pretty good one. But yeah, so okay, moving on to a next piece on sheet music. Now you'll usually see this, and it's just like a line with like this curly bracket, and it just means that both hands are to be playing at the same time. So that means that when you see the G and F clef, you play them at the same time instead of playing with one hand first and then the other, which we will be doing in the beginning, so you won't really have to worry about that for now. And these are two lines on the staff that go from up down, and these block off a certain portion of the staff and hold about 4 notes usually, and this is called a measure. Now another thing you'd see with the clef is the time signature, and time signatures are just a way to help you understand the beat of the song. Like, for instance, the top number of the time signature tells you how many beats are in the measure, and the bottom number of the time signature tells you which note to play and how long to hold it. So it's just so you would know. And these are rests, and rests are, they just inform you to not play anything, just take a rest. So I would advise, when you get a rest, to do so. So yeah, alright, so now we're going to move on to the actual notes themselves when shown on the staffs. So this note is at the top is a whole note. It is a hollowed out circle, and it can be any letter. It just holds for 4 beats. So the 4 beats are usually 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, and continues like that. So these next notes down from the whole are half notes, and they are held for at least 2 beats. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on and so forth. And these notes are the next ones down are quarter notes, and they are held for 1 beat apiece. And it's 1, 1, 1, 1. And these notes are usually filled in black because they don't need to be held. So yeah. Now sometimes there are notes that are in between the G and F staffs, and these notes are usually B, C, which is middle C, and D. And so yeah, so now we move on to some tips that I like to give you guys real quick here. Notes, obviously, when they are going up in a staff, they go forward in the alphabet and on the keyboard, so, and vice versa for when they go down. And that's just, you know, that should be pretty easy to figure out. Also, for every 2 set of black keys that you see, the white key directly to the left is always going to be a C note. So that's a little something to help you remember. You know, in case you're always forgetting where the C is, that's just, or whatever letter, because you know you can go up from C or down from C. So that's just an easy way to remember where you are. So alright guys, I know that was a lot of information, and I guess we gave it pretty fast, but I hope you learned something from this, and I want you to study this information, write it down, do whatever you have to do to remember it, because next time we're actually going to head over to the keyboard and we're going to have some hands-on action. So thanks for watching, and take care, and as always, peace.